Welcome to my channel. I'm Chris, and today we have another apartment tour. Although the main difference between this video and some of my previous ones is that this time I'm actually touring a building that was built before 2010. I tend to tour newer apartments. Those are just the ones that I'm mostly interested in, but this time I wanted to tour one that was built before 2010. I can't tell you an exact date because I couldn't find a date for the building, but from what I do know, it was either late 90s or early 2000. The building itself is called the Centennial and is located near downtown in Belltown. It might be a little bit older, but it still offers a lot of space and actually pretty reasonable prices for downtown Seattle. But that's enough talk, let's check it out. Just as a side note, I like to get tours of 1-bedroom apartments, but this time they only had a 2-bedroom available. So the price is a little bit higher, but then it is a 2-bedroom in Belltown. So for $2,800 a month, that's actually pretty reasonable compared to other units that I've toured before. Walking into the apartment, you can see that there's a nice, pretty large window. It's not floor to ceiling, but you'll see later it's pretty large. You have a half bathroom with only a toilet and sink. Pretty much whatever you need if you have a guest over. I definitely appreciate that. It's always nice to have. Not the biggest fan of the dark coloring for the sink, but again, that's just a personal preference. The unit also comes with a washer and dryer. As you can see, they're a little bit smaller than what many people have, although I have one of a similar size and I get by just fine, so this should be good. Just try not to put too many bulky items at once. Moving on, we have the kitchen itself, which features pretty much everything you need. A refrigerator, microwave, oven, dishwasher, and plenty of countertop space. The countertops are a little bit shallow in this one, although I have pretty deep set cabinets, and I don't actually end up using half of it just because it's too far back. So no real complaint here. I actually kind of like that the cabinets aren't too deep and are pretty shallow. It just means that everything is within reach. The refrigerator itself is full size, as well as the freezer, so plenty of space for whatever you need. It has an electric oven with coils for heating. No complaint about this. I think it's a step up from a purely electric. It's not as aesthetically pleasing as an electric oven, but for practical purposes, I like this better. My only complaint with the kitchen is that you have a little nook that's almost unusable. It's kind of hard to get to the cabinets over there. And then you also have, again, that darker coloring for the countertops. I like a more light color, so this doesn't really match with what I would typically like, although I know that some people might actually prefer this. Moving on, let's actually talk about the living room. I really like the living room in this apartment. It feels like an actual living room where you can have a couch, a TV, and just have a full set of things. Many places that I've toured before have really small living rooms, but this actually feels like you have space to put whatever you want, really. The view itself is also pretty good. This is on the 9th floor, so it's not too high, but you still get a great view of downtown Seattle. Another thing that you should know is that the floors actually look pretty nice. It's an older building, but the floors were pretty well maintained and looked really clean. And it also has a heating system, so if it does get cold in the winter, no worries. You have separate heaters in multiple different rooms. Moving on, we also have the bedroom, which is one of my favorite bedrooms that I've seen in Seattle. You have windows on 2 sides, and it's also southwest facing, so you're gonna get sun during the afternoon, during the evenings, and get great sunset views from your bedroom. Of course, I will have to say that's only when it is sunny. As you can see here, it's cloudy. One thing that I do appreciate about this is the windowsill itself. You actually have space to put whatever you want here. I've never seen this in a Seattle apartment before, but I would love to have this in mine. I'd put plants here, books here, little decoration. It's kind of a nice touch, and it's something that's often seen in older buildings, and I wish newer buildings would incorporate that in there. It's something that I really appreciate. You also have a closet that's relatively sturdy, at least sturdier than some of the new buildings, with plenty of space for 1 or 2 people. Overall, I like the bedroom. It has space for a king-size bed, a queen-size bed, 2 twins, whatever you want. It's larger than most Seattle bedrooms, at least in newer buildings, so I actually definitely appreciate this. And moving on, we also have the guest bedroom. This one, of course, is the secondary bedroom. It's a little bit smaller, but it does have a nice little nook where, I don't know, you could put maybe a cushion there, start reading. I'll include a little video of me sitting there. I wanted to check it out. It's really nice, and I'd love to put some sort of cushion there so that we could just read during the winter, and if it ever snows, you'd definitely find me there. So even if the guest bedroom is a little bit smaller than the main bedroom, it's still really nice to have, and honestly, I wouldn't mind staying there. Even if you don't want to use it as a bedroom, it'd make a wonderful office or studio. You also have the main bathroom, which again, not much to say about this. The space on the sink did seem a little bit small, so if you do have a lot of products that you like to use, this might be pretty restrictive, but it's pretty much a standard bathroom. The bathtub did seem a little bit dirty, but of course, they're still getting this unit ready for people to move in, so I haven't done a full deep clean just yet. I guess I can't really complain about that because they still have to clean it, but just note that it might look a little dirty here, but that's just a temporary thing. But yeah, overall, I actually really enjoyed this apartment. It might be a little bit older and have some odd color choices for some of the countertop spaces, but I thought it was a pretty cool place to see. It has plenty of space, and for $2,800, for being this close to downtown and for getting 900 square feet of space, it's actually a pretty good deal. And without further ado, let's actually check out some of the amenities. Mini gyms in Seattle tend to be a little bit smaller, but this one comes with pretty much every equipment that you could need. It also comes with a swimming pool, which I like the idea of having an indoor swimming pool, but when I saw it, it did look unused. I'm not sure many people actually use it. It's only 4 feet deep at the deepest, so not really for swimming, probably more so for hanging out. But still, I really love the gym, and actually the location of the apartment itself, it's right on 4th Avenue, right by my favorite bakery of all time, Le Parisien. I know I said that wrong, but it's okay. The food's great. If you're ever in the area, you need to check it out. And if you want to move to this building, honestly, you have some of the best food choices. So overall, I think this apartment is a pretty good deal. Some other units that I have, for example, studios, go for $1,700 and still get you a bit more space than other apartments in Seattle. Older buildings will tend to get you more space. Newer buildings, they tend to cut you down to the 400 square feet. So it is nice to see a building that will give you more than 600 square feet consistently and for slightly cheaper than other buildings around downtown. But that's just my opinion. It could be wrong because this was just my first impression of it and I haven't actually lived here. So tell me what you think if you live there and let me know if you'd live here. And that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and I'll see you in the next video.